Potomac Yard it's been talked about and obviously on the books, planned, and the city of Alexandria is very excited about it because it's obviously like the last huge piece of property so close to downtown DC, so easy to get to Crystal City, so easy to get to Old Town. It's just really well located, stone's throw from the river. So it's really a signature property for the city of Alexandria.
This is an important job. The place that we're creating has to convey that it's big, but there's more than big. It's bringing a lot of amenities to an area that's been underserved for a long time, and yet it's connected to Old Town Alexandria, and it's connected to Del Rey with its funky little shops. And I think that's when we started talking about bringing the community up out of the ground, like it was almost always there. This ground is so important, and the community is going to be so important that it's almost, they are totally connected. Nothing else could have ever been here that was right. It was an old railroad yard, but now it's moving into being the connection between downtown Washington, Old Town Alexandria, the river, and all of these images just started. And the whole plan for this community is that when it is finished, it will look like a city that has developed over time. And with that in mind, we drove around and started looking at the architecture and said, what speaks to us about the space that we need to fill, the size of the space, and the Route 1 environment in which it will be located. And we found it. We found a bakery, and it was raining. We took photos, we took measurements, we looked at the detailing of it. The three-dimensional Potomac Yard logos that are on the corner of the exterior of the building, on both front and the back, are dimensional, representing the cast concrete kind of decor, that plaques that were added to buildings in the first part of the 20th century. It represents the whole attitude of the community. We are building new homes, but the rhythm of the architecture will be as things have developed over time.
One of the first things we do is just sort of try to break down the story into smaller components, so that we can then look at the space and figure out exactly how, as people come into a space, they have an initial impression. They get a sense of of the community and what we're trying to get across. But then there are little areas where they can go into greater detail to learn more about the builder, or learn more about the nearby amenities, or learn more about the larger community and the connectivity to downtown and to Old Town and to Del Rey and that kind of stuff.
When Grace first came into the space, and she's one of the sales consultants, she got very excited. And she was the one who said, oh, this is perfect. I can convey my four first points that I need to convey, I can convey right here at the beginning in this one space. And that's a very important factor, is that the space actually works for a very natural flow of information, as opposed to, oh, now let me take you over here, now let me take you over there. Quite frankly, everything in the sales center is a cue card to start a conversation. This floor map right at the beginning of your trip into the space helps you relax, but then you notice, oh, wait a minute, look at this. It helps people see how close they are to the water, how close they are to everything, and it's fun. Hey, wait a minute, there's a great restaurant down there. Have you been to that restaurant? You get people, it starts a conversation.
It's going to have the longest park in all of Alexandria, which is pretty cool, over 1 mile long.
And that in itself was something that had to be explained visually, because how do you explain a park that is over 1 mile long? You have to show it in relation to something. What the scale model does in this scale is allow you at your own pace to absorb the information and understand and see connections that, quite quite frankly, I never saw when I was looking at the site plan. All of a sudden, in the scale model, it's like, wow, look at this. Look at the pattern of these streets. Something like that is, it's important when a new community is coming up. So sometimes when you're creating a sales center or an environment in which people need to feel something beyond, because there's nothing else out there for them to feel yet, you still have to evoke that feeling of, I belong here. This is the place. A brochure can give them information. A website can interactive. You can start getting very involved with it. You're involved in it in a different way. But ultimately, you have to be involved in it in real time, in real life, and in real space. People need to feel when they walk into a three-dimensional environment that they are in a place that they want to be. And if we can get them feeling that way in the sales center, then it starts to be, this is the place I want to be, grows, and I want to find out more about it. But it's that walking in, yeah, I want to be here. It starts here.
Great soundbite. That's a killer one. That's going to be used, I guarantee it.